Hey there, I'm checking in because this has been a week of big decisions. I just went on a road trip as far as we could go without having to make overnight stops, and I feel a little guilty about it because we really are trying to shelter in place, but we so needed it because I just made this big decision to homeschool my kids. And it's ironic because my husband and I have been talking about taking the kids out of school and moving to Spain or Portugal for a year. And we really hadn't done it because logistically we were still working out the details, but also because we were worried about taking the kids out of school. And now here we are with a semi-forced homeschooling situation and not in Portugal or Spain. So it's something I'm having to come to terms with daily because I won't lie to you, I feel cheated out of this time with my kids and this time to travel and make plans and just live a full life. But a stressed and depressed and anxious mom is not good for anybody. So I am working on processing my emotions and moving into a more productive mindset. To tell you the truth, I'm actually starting to feel a little bit more excited about homeschooling. Honestly, we weren't in love with our zone school anyway, and there are some perks to having more ownership of our time and flexibility and more choice. And I've been thinking that this could be fun. If you have kids, you've most likely made some big decisions for your family this week too. And you may be feeling some anxiety and maybe even a bit uncertain about how it's all going to work out. If this is you, I've got some strategies to help you. My name is Daphne Vélez-Cortés, and I am a life coach who helps moms raise happy, healthy kids who thrive without losing themselves in the process. Okay, so I want to share with you 3 strategic decisions I have made as I start this COVID homeschooling journey with my kids to help you with your plans. Number 1, I've decided we are going to have a good time with it. I've come up with a theme for our school, and it couldn't be anything else but Harry Potter and wizards and magic and cats that turn into humans. And I have also playfully created an alter ego for myself, and her name is Mrs. Olivia Holiday. And I've been making up stories and joking about her being the teacher and the dean and the principal and the band director, all of the roles, right? Magically at one time. Except for the chef and the science teacher, that would be Dad. And we have an ongoing story now about how it's all going to work out. So I'm adding some lightness and playfulness to the mix. Number 2, I've decided that what we start with does not have to look like what we'll end up with when we're pros at this. Okay, so we are starting simple with just the 4 academic classes and 1 elective that they have already started over the summer. Okay, so we're doing language arts, math, science, and social studies, plus Spanish, which is what they've been working on. Now, I will be adding some music and robotics and outdoor sweaty stuff and writing and reading and a bunch of other creative hands-on activities to break up the day and bring some balance, and so they're not in front of a screen all day. But you can start simple and then add on. And also, you can pivot, right? And change your mind and decide that something's not working and change it. You can make a decision and then decide it didn't give you the results you wanted, and then you can make another one, and so forth. Okay? In fact, if you go in with the mindset of it being a work in progress, you'll probably fare much better, because I can guarantee that not everything you've planned will turn out the way that you thought it would. And that is from experience. It's kind of like putting together your own Frankenstein, and it might take a few tries to get it right. And even when you think it's alive, right? It may be all wobbly and weird looking, but it works in its own way, and you polish it and you keep working on it until it looks like, I don't know, The Rock or Cristiano Ronaldo or whoever you think looks polished and just right. So you decide what that is for your family. Now, number 3, I've decided I don't need to fill up their whole day with structured activities, least of all schoolwork, okay? If it took them 7.5 hours to get through school with all of the breaks and lunch and passing periods and lost instructional time because the teachers had to manage a class of 30 kids, then a class of 2 in my house is going to take us 4 hours or so, depending on what we are working on that day. And it's different for every child because, they have different skills and motivations and learning style. And that's the beauty of it. You're in charge. You have flexibility. You can make choices and make it what you want it to be. And also, academics are important, but they're not the only useful skills you can teach your kids. You can work on other skills with them within the day. And I'm not just talking about teaching them responsibility and things like that, but also how to manage their time and what to do when they're bored and don't have anything to do, right? How to process emotions, how to ask for help, how to connect with others in this situation, how to get creative and build things, how to find things that interest them, and yes, how to cook and clean and heck, even start a business, right? How to invest, how to plan for the future. You get the point, right? There is so much more. And you have access to it because you're in control of their learning now. And you have the time with them there. They're available to you. So yes, I've decided to get excited about it. And you may be thinking it's not for you. You may be dreading having the responsibility of making these choices for your kids and keeping track of everything and making sure that they learn what they're supposed to learn. And maybe you may be worried about how you're actually going to get them to focus and get their work done. And also maybe have some time for you to get done what you need to get done, right? Because it's not just schooling. Some of you maybe work from home moms, and plus everything else that needs to get done. And maybe you wonder if you'll be having power struggles all the time and if your kids will become addicted to their screens and depressed because they don't have the social interaction, and how you'll survive when you can't have the house for yourself even for a little while, to take a breather. I get it. It seems daunting and I can feel my anxiety bubbling up even as I'm saying this to you, but I want you to consider that you have the opportunity to make this a good experience for your family, and that it will be as soon as you decide you'll make it happen. See, because what you think and how you feel about this will set the tone for your kids, and therefore it will predetermine how it's going to go. Because I can guarantee that you'll have setbacks and hard days ahead. But if you're willing and open to changing things up when they're not working, and being patient and having faith that there is something valuable to be learned and gained, that there is a silver lining, that this may be when you get to fully step up into your role of mom and be present and engaged with your kids. Think of the possibilities. How much will you learn and grow as a person and as a mom? And how much will they learn and grow? How much will you connect? You will go to battle as a team and come out even stronger on the other side. Okay? If you stick together, if you have grace for yourself and others, if you decide you will take advantage of this opportunity for growth, no choice, no plan will be perfect. Even if you decide to do the face-to-face, these are not normal times. School will feel different, and you'll have other challenges that you'll have to contend with. Everyone's having to make adjustments. You just have to figure out what works best for your family and how you can turn this into a positive experience for everyone, including you. Again, nobody needs a stressed out, anxious mom. So spend some time thinking about what fits you and how you can make this easier on yourself so you can show up as your best for your kids. Now, if you would like some help figuring out what the plan is for your family, I would love to chat with you on a 30-minute call And I can give you some feedback and maybe some suggestions on your plan of action so that your kids can get started and set up for success. And so you don't feel so overwhelmed and anxious and stressed out and confused about it. It's a free consult, and then you have the option of booking some coaching sessions if you would like some follow-up and additional help with that. So if that sounds good, message me and I will send you a link to register for that call. Right? Okay, so thanks for listening, and I will see you next time. Ciao.